Welcome to Stories I Didn't Tell Last Sunday. I'm Doug McAllister for Journey Fellowship Church, and joining me today is my 25-year friend, Mel Fayard. And I want you to hear Mel's testimony, how the Lord has raised him up on 3 separate occasions, how he beat death. Going all the way back to 2012, where God miraculously healed him from cancer of the kidney, how he beat kidney failure and got a kidney transplant, then congestive heart failure, all the way through colon surgery 3 separate times. The Lord has raised up Mel from death's door. When the doctors gave him up with no hope, remember, Jesus is the healer, and he always has the answer. So I want you to hear Mel's story, and if you're fighting a health battle today, I want to build your faith. I want Mel's story to build your faith so that you'll know that there's a God in heaven who can still do miracles today. So Mel, tell us your story.
Hi, I'm Mel Fayard. I've been a member of Journey since 1997. I'm here to tell my story. In 2012, I went to the hospital and the doctor said that I had a tumor lodged inside of my kidney and it had to be removed. So they brought me in the hospital, I had it removed, and in 2018, I needed a kidney transplant. We tried everybody underneath the sun to get a kidney transplant at Tulane. Well, my daughter, Heather, tried to give me hers. Come to find out she couldn't. And then my daughter-in-law said she's going to give it. She couldn't, certain medications she was on. Then my oldest grandson, Ross Jr., says, I'm not going to let my papa go into dialysis stuff. I'm going to give him my kidney. Before we found out about all this, we decided to make a trip to Jamaica to celebrate our 50th anniversary. We paid for everything and ready to go, and next day I get a phone call from the hospital saying, we're ready for you. I said, what you mean you're ready for me? Well, we're ready to take you in and have that operation done. Well, sure enough, November 1st, I had a kidney transplant. It went very successful, thanks to God. The hardest part by the whole operation is getting up and having to walk. That was really hard. It was very successful. When they discharged me out of the hospital, they normally said people stayed 10 to 14 days. They left me out in 4 days, and I got nervous. I said, why you let me out early? And they said, because you're doing so well. Well, my wife and I still needed to celebrate our 50th anniversary, and we decided to go to McDonald's and celebrate our 50th anniversary. I thought it was cute. She enjoyed it. We enjoyed that probably more than anybody could ever imagine. Well, everything went great. Got home. 2020, I had a congestive heart failure. Couldn't breathe. Had to sit up on the side of the bed at night. I've been in and out of the hospital, and they thought I had COVID, which I got checked 19 times throughout this whole deal. I thought they had fell in love with the inside of my nose, taking it so many times. But it was one of the things. They didn't think I was going to live past October of 2020. Come to find out I had fluid built up in my lungs and around my heart. I went to Lakeview Hospital. A specialist looked at me, took out 2 liters of fluid out of my lungs. Couldn't figure out why I still had congestive heart failure. So they transferred me, my kidney doctor transferred me to Tulane. I was remarkable what God did, opened the doors for me to be transferred there. I'm very lucky and appreciative of everything they did. Got discharged. We was down in Destin, Florida, camping, and I was with my family in a motorhome, and went out and eat that Friday. Well, after I ate, I said, I think I've been food poisoned. I was telling my wife, I'm really, really sick. I felt that I ate something that didn't agree with me. So we brought my daughter, Missy, back to the camper, brought me to the hospital. They didn't know what to do with me. They ran all kind of tests and stuff, kept me overnight. Well, the next morning, next thing I know, I was being discharged out the hospital. They told my wife that I needed to be brought to my hospital to find out what's wrong with me. So we got back to the motorhome. My family got together and packed my motorhome up. The problem was I couldn't drive. that 37-footer. So Carl, one of my family members, said, I never driven a motorhome before, but I'll more than try this one. Well, I couldn't do anything other than get my head off the sofa. I laid down through the whole trip, 4 hours. When I got home, I sit on the sofa, and my son-in-law said, "Father-in-law, how you feeling?" I said, "I really think I need to go to the hospital." He said, "I agree with you." So I remember them putting me in a car, bringing me to Tulane. I remember getting out the car and getting in a wheelchair. After that, I didn't know anything had happened. My little wife and my daughter Heather were sitting out there, and the doctor says that your husband has a bad tumor about the size of a softball enlarged in his lower intestine, and his colonoscopy was 5 times the normal size. And if he's going to probably die, but if we put him in surgery, he's going to die also. Well, they didn't know how big my God is and how miracles happen. They said it was going to be a 6-hour operation. Come to find out, it was 2 hours. Everything was very successful by the grace of God. They brought me in my room. I don't remember nothing for the first week and a half, I would say. I was able to get up and sit on the side of the bed, then sit in the chair and start walking. After about 3 weeks in the hospital, they decided they're going to let me go home, thank God. When I got home, the doctor gave me something. I had a blood clot developed in my arm, and they don't know where it was caused from. So they gave me some medication for it, and the medication caused me to get real sick, so they had to send me back in the hospital to get rid of that blood clot. And then I had, my lower back had a blood leak out of one of my arteries, or one of my veins, not my arteries. And I had severe pains in my legs that was a horrible pain. But they were able to cure that, and everything as of today is fine and clear and good, ready to go. Again, the miracles always happen, and by the grace of God, I'm here today.